There are three things that are certain in this world: life, death, and everybody hating MrBeast, because my god, about every single week now when I log onto Twitter, I just see everybody absolutely tearing apart MrBeast. And honestly, I've been thinking about it. MrBeast needs to, at this point, make a masterclass on how to go from the most loved to the most hated person in the matter of like 2 months. It's probably been like 2 months. Everybody hates him now. Everybody's dogging on him every second they can. And it's so crazy. MrBeast can give his masterclass on how to completely ruin your image along with Elon Musk, because Elon Musk, just a couple years ago, everybody loved him. They were calling him the coolest billionaire ever, like around the Dogecoin hype. Everybody was saying, you know, Elon Musk was the coolest guy ever. He was the Tony Stark in real life. He was real life Tony Stark. And now everybody hates him too. So MrBeast and Elon Musk, they both share that in common. They went from most beloved YouTuber, most beloved person ever, to the most hated person of all time. And I want to just talk about that for a bit, because I feel like that's pretty interesting, along with the recent drama that's going on between DanTDM, the Diamond Minecart, versus MrBeast, KSI, Logan. It is a bloody battle out there. Get your tickets ready, get in the front seat, because this is going to be a wild ride, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, how this whole feud between DanTDM and Logan Paul, KSI, MrBeast, how it started is MrBeast, Logan Paul, and KSI announced their brand new product, Lunchly. Yeah, this is the thing here. It's going to feature Prime and Feastables chocolate and a variation of food, it says. So basically, they're packaging Logan Paul and KSI's Prime drink with MrBeast chocolate. They're going into a partnership there, and then they're also putting just some random shit together, and they're like, all right, here's your food, kids, eat it. And when people saw this, they were pretty upset about it, because it's just weird seeing YouTubers in every facet of your life, you know, and trying to milk you for as much money as possible, which is obviously what they're doing. I mean, it's so ridiculous. I mean, it makes sense when YouTubers make brands, right? When YouTubers make certain brands, because if it's something they're really passionate about, like if a gaming YouTuber makes a game and they want to make a game company, that makes sense. That's great. That's something they really love. It comes across as authentic. But when you're MrBeast and you make a burger joint, you make a chocolate company, you now make a Lunchables competitor, it's very clear and people very easily see what you're doing, and you don't care about any of these things. MrBeast doesn't have a passion for chocolate. He doesn't have a passion for burgers, and he most definitely doesn't have a passion for Lunchables. That is so laughable. Yeah, he just does it because he knows it's going to make money, and he just wants to make as much money as possible. And that's the same reason why Logan Paul and KSI do what they do. They're not passionate about sports drinks. I mean, that's ridiculous. They do it because they know it's going to make money. And DanTDM did a little reply to the MrBeast KSI Lunchly announcement. And he said, "What happened to YouTubers, man? I can't not say anything anymore. This is selling stuff for the sake of making money. Simple. How does this benefit their fans? This is selling crap to kids who don't know better than to trust the people who are selling it to them. Do better." In which Logan Paul did a little epic reply to that, and he said, "I'll tell you what happened to YouTubers. We spent our lives creating content and building our brands. Now we want to build businesses. You don't say anything when Lunchables faces bans for allegedly containing lead, but when we create a better version, you're upset? Then don't eat it." And he actually turned off the replies to that tweet, so you can't even reply to it without doing like a quote retweet. And I don't understand why people do that. Like, if you're going to get into an argument online, why would you not let people comment on what's happening under your post? It makes absolutely no sense to me. But yeah, he deleted he made it so nobody can comment on that, which makes no sense. KSI also responded to DanTDM. They're doing a little gangbang on DanTDM right now. KSI responded and he showed some, you know, pictures of shit that DanTDM has sold. He's like, "This looks like crap to me." And it's a picture of DanTDM's Tube Heroes toy, his U2s, and this little diamond, what is this? A diamond pickaxe that DanTDM has sold also. Which is pretty ironic though, because KSI has literally done the exact same thing. Like, he sold U2s and Tube Heroes as well. Like, it's literally the exact same thing. So he's calling his own shit crap, which is pretty funny, honestly. Now, me personally, I'm not really super upset if a YouTuber wants to make a product and make money off of it. But I can understand why people are upset, because when you're a YouTuber such as MrBeast, because I'm going to be honest, I don't know everything about Logan Paul and KSI nearly as much as I do about MrBeast, because we watch the MrBeast videos and we react to them on stream, right? So I just know more about him because of that, and you know, everything MrBeast does, everybody sees, so they clip it and post it on TikTok. So one thing that MrBeast does all the time is he says he does everything for the love of it. He loves making videos. He loves chocolate. He loves all this. And I did want to talk about that for a bit because I was reminded of a clip that came out a little while ago from Jacksepticeye, and somebody asked him, has MrBeast ruined YouTube? And Jacksepticeye responded, he said, yes, MrBeast has ruined YouTube, because he made YouTube more about money and fame and views and clicks than it was before. And before MrBeast, YouTube was just about having fun. And like, money was definitely something that people thought of, but they didn't make videos because of money. They made videos because they loved it, and it just so happened to make money. And ever since MrBeast came in and, you know, the whole MrBeastification of YouTube, it is a term, it's what people call it, where, you know, people will have these like AI looking thumbnails of their face. Like, everybody does this nowadays. I've seen so many people do these like AI thumbnails of their face. It's crazy. Min-maxing every second of the video, having like subtitles and parts where it's boring, zoom in, loud effects, people screaming and overreacting, which I always thought was weird in videos, because I understand it's for kids, right? But I always found oh my god, guys, today we're doing, I always found that weird because nobody acts like that. Like, nobody is that excited about really much. So I always found that super weird how YouTubers would do that in their videos, but it clearly gets views, and that's why MrBeast does it. And, you know, it gets to a point, right? It gets to a point where it's like, okay, well, you must not love videos, you must not love chocolate, you must not love burgers, you must not love Lunchables, you must not love all these things at the same time. Like, you ultimately want to make money. And that's something I've said for a while, that MrBeast does his videos because they make money. People always hype MrBeast up as like this really amazing, good god, philanthropy expert, Giga Chad, you know, genius, epic guy, all this stuff. And it is nice what he does. Like, don't get me wrong, it's 100% nice what he does, like having the philanthropy channel and all this, but it's all part of his brand. If MrBeast didn't give money to people, he wouldn't make money. Like, don't get it mistaken. If MrBeast made videos around giving people money, and all of those videos performed horribly where he didn't make money off of it, he would stop giving people money. He would just do his little stuff that he's been doing, where it's like, we survived in a cave for 7 days. We did this for a week. We survived on a raft. Like, he would only do those types of videos if the videos that, when he gives away money to people who actually need it, if they didn't make him money, he would stop doing it instantly, because it makes him money. I'm like, it just makes sense. So when I see people, you know, talking about how MrBeast is this epic, nice guy, he's doing this because he just loves people, I think it's honestly really, really crazy how people believe that, because he doesn't do it because he loves it. He does it because it makes money. So if I had a hat on right now, I would take it off and salute you, DanTDM, because I actually do agree with him with the sentiment of what happened to YouTubers. Because when I grew up, man, and this may be a boomer thing, like maybe kids nowadays, they're like, oh, I love KSI and I love Prime Energy and I love all this. Like, maybe it's a boomer thing, and maybe when those kids get older, they'll say the same thing. Man, back in my day, you know, I loved going to school with Prime Energy and Feastables bars. Like, that was awesome. And you know, what's another weird thing? This is kind of a side tangent, but I did see this on Twitter recently, where MrBeast, in front of his Feastables bars at Walmart, there's like a cutout of MrBeast. I think that's so strange, because it's like, why does MrBeast have to be everywhere? Like, why does he have to plaster his face on everything? It's so weird. Like, why does a YouTuber have to do all this like extra stuff? You know what I mean? Like, when is enough, right? But anyway, I remember when I was a kid, the YouTubers that I would watch were like, oh god, it's hard to remember like everyone, but I remember I watched PewDiePie, I would watch Markiplier, I would watch a lot of Vanoss. Vanoss was big when I was a kid. The Gary's Mod Prop Hunts and the Gary's Mod Hide and Seek. I absolutely loved that content when I was a kid. Oh my god. The best thing was when I got off of school and I was like eating lunch or something. Was I an iPad kid back then? An iPad kid may be a recently new thing for me. But anyway, I remember I would get home from school and I would look on YouTube on my phone because I didn't have a computer back then. I would look at YouTube on my phone and I would see, oh my god, Vanoss uploaded a new video, and it was like the most exciting thing ever. And you know, you can just watch Vanoss play a video game with his friends and have a good time, and that's the video. He didn't sell anything like in most of his videos. I remember he did have that video game, that horror game that he made, that it was a fun game. I played it when it came out. I loved Vanoss. So I totally see how kids are buying Prime Energy and Feastables and all this stuff. I totally get that, right? Because I was like, oh my god, I love Vanoss so much. I want to buy this game and play it. And which I did. I thought it was a fun game, even though it was only available for like 1 month, and then it was taken off because they just stopped working on it. So that, you know, that was a different story all in itself. And I do think it's weird with how much YouTubers solely care about money over everything nowadays. Like, for example, I'm again going to go to MrBeast because he's the one that we watch the videos on stream. And by the way, I do want to talk about that for a bit. We don't watch the MrBeast videos because we're huge fans of MrBeast and we love his content, right? Because me personally, I really cannot stand the zoom in and these crazy effects and this just fucking crazy shit happening every three seconds. We watch the videos on stream and we kind of make a game out of it. How many times is MrBeast going to advertise Feastables in this video? And what we found out is basically every 8 minutes, MrBeast does a Feastables ad. So if he doesn't talk about Feastables within 8 minutes, he'll for sure pan over to a chocolate bar and he'll show you it. He may not talk about it every 8 minutes, but he'll at least show you it. So if a MrBeast video is like 24 minutes long, he'll probably show Feastables about 3 times in that video. So we make it more of a game than anything. I'm not like a huge MrBeast stan. But I think about myself as a kid, and, you know, Logan Paul really has a bad reputation of this as well. I don't know if y'all remember back in the day, Logan Paul was in a lot of controversy because he would plug his merch every second. Every possible second he could. He would tell his audience to steal his mom's credit card and go buy Logan Paul merch with it. Jake Paul did the same thing. It is weird watching somebody like MrBeast. And he just made a toy too. There's a new toy that just came out from MrBeast in the fucking last video he made. So he's like pumping the shit out like crazy. All right, audience. I want you to subscribe to me because you may get a car if you subscribe to me. That's what he says. Obviously, it's a joke, right? Nobody's going to get a car, and people know that. But, you know, kids don't, like, I don't really have a problem with it. But that is a little tactic that he does to get subs. He'll say, subscribe, you may get a new car. Obviously, it's a joke. I don't take it seriously. I don't know if anyone does. But, you know, he says that. And then he'll go, all right, guys, buy my Feastables chocolate bar. And then after you're done buying the Feastables chocolate bar, buy my new toy that just came out. It's in every Walmart. And then after that, you know, we have a burger chain. Y'all can go pick up a MrBeast burger too. And then after y'all buy the MrBeast burger, you can go ahead and buy this new Lunchables competitor that we have with your favorites, Logan Paul and KSI, called Lunchly. So, yeah, I wanted to talk about that for a bit because I do think this whole MrBeastification, I do think it's warranted because it's just weird. Like, enough is enough, man. Like, how much money do y'all need? It is weird. I totally understand why people are upset about it. And I want to make something very clear before I end this video. There is nothing wrong with making money. If a YouTuber makes a product and they want to make money, hey, there's mine up there. There's my little plushie, man. If a YouTuber wants to make a product and they want to make money off of it, that's great. That's fine. But you have to understand, most people that watch YouTube, in all honesty, no matter what type of content it is, most people that watch YouTube are younger. If you really make that crazy type of content that MrBeast makes, where it's this hyper editing and shit happening every fucking 5 seconds and, you know, these dangling keys in front of your face, if you make content like that, your audience is going to be a hell of a lot younger. I'm thinking an average MrBeast viewer is like 13, 16 years old. And when you're that young and impressionable, it is definitely immoral to have all this shit you're plastering to your viewers to buy every fucking 8 minutes. It is definitely immoral. So I want to talk about that real quick. You know, nothing wrong about making money, but there is something wrong about having a super young audience and telling them to buy this and that and that and this. So yeah, that's the whole DanTDM versus Logan Paul and KSI and MrBeast, you know, bonanza. And yeah, that's just something I wanted to talk about for a bit. So yeah. All right, bye, y'all.